Okay, here we go. Hello, welcome to part 7 of the AM2R 100% speedrun tutorial. Let's see, where were we? We were just getting done with cleanup and re-entering the distribution center, so that is where we're going to be picking back up here. You should be right around here in this sort of a scenario, ideally not taking the save. So what you're going to want to do here, you're going to head left through here, and we're going to head down into this room right here with the 5 alphas. So the thing about the 5 alphas is that it's really easy to whiff a lot of missiles on these guys. But the setup I like to use is just kind of get down into the corner, crouch, and shoot diagonally upward. Usually works out pretty well. Basically, you're just going to shoot until they're all dead in 100%. So let's hope I kind of can do this fine. Yeah, you can see how it's easy to kind of miss a lot of missiles there, but that's more or less what you're going to do. Just stand in the corner and shoot diagonally upward and hope. So after that, what we're going to do is we're going to wonder why we have a marker on our screen. I'm going to delete the marker. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to screw attack all the way down to the bottom here. Take this transporter and head left. Small time-saving trick in this room, right around here. Drop a power bomb. And then you're going to head right past the Zeta because Zetas are slow without supers. Charge a Shine Spark here, by the way, and then head back up this room. We're going to take this loop. Same Meat Boy strat as earlier, drop the power bomb and just roll right on through everything. And then, alright. So actually, let me pause here real quick. There's 2 different strats you can take in these next couple of rooms. I'm gonna go for the fastest strat, which is on the ledge just above where I am. Do a Shine Spark onto that slope, and then space jump, and then space boost all the way across. Or you can play it a little safer and do a couple of Shine Sparks. I'll try to show both of those, but this should be the more pro strat. There you go. That's what that looks like. Now let me... Alright, let me head back. That's what that's going to look like. So now... Alright. Now for the... Okay, now for these... Alright, now for me to screw that up. This is your alternate strat. It'll look something like this. Full height Shine Spark there. You can Shine Spark there and then Shine Spark out here like this. Either way, you're going to just kind of screw attack through this wall. Pick up the missile tank. And then... head back this way. Lay a power bomb in this room. I don't know why I keep forgetting to do that, but you can do that now because you have a ton of energy. And then in this room, I find it easier to just quickly unmorph, shoot, remorph, and just go through when those explosions take out all the enemies. This time through, lay a power bomb in this room. Then head down. And now we're going to go kill the Zeta. Because we have gravity suits, so those explosions won't affect us. Plus, thanks to that super tank, we were able to refill our supers. And this is the same Zeta fight strategy as before. Just wait until... Wait. 4 supers when you can, and then 2 either charging into him or when he's in the middle of an attack, because he'll start blocking after 4. Okay, so now we're going to take this transporter again. And we're going to head right back up to this transporter right here. But now what you're going to do is you can't go this way because that guy's in the way. So you're going to take out that block right there. And now what I like to do is I like to lay the power bomb here. This power bomb is going to blow up some power bomb blocks on the other side of the room. I like to lay it here just because it keeps those guys over here rather than letting them flow off to the other side, like over here where they can get in the way of you getting back in there. So here what you're going to do is you're going to charge a Shine Spark and then speedball onto the statue like that. If you get that at the top of the statue's head, you can do a full height ball spark and that'll bring you right back here. If you don't get that, you know, just roll on through. So now I like to kill as many fish as I can here. Try and get super drops. You can charge. All right. You'll want to charge your Shine Spark here. Right, and then you can keep this going. If you want to be a little safe, you can recharge right there, because then you're gonna Shine Spark across the room like this, and then you shouldn't need that save. Nine supers is enough. You need minimum six supers to take out the pair of gammas. I'm gonna refill for full supers just in case something goes wrong. But okay. So now these gammas are a little sturdier than your standard gammas. They take 12 missiles each to kill. For us, that translates into 3 supers because we have a ton of ammo. If you are concerned about your ammo, you can do 2 supers, 2 missiles, and that's also fine. But the setup I like to use for these guys, there's a lot of different setups you can use, but I'm just going to show the one that I'm used to doing. And it works out reasonably well, but it's the same alternating beams and supers. You kind of have to do it quickly before they have too much time to get into bad positions, because these guys do move slower than other gammas, so it's not that bad. But let me just kind of show that. There you go. That's what that looks like when it's done optimally with the setup I use. I'll be honest, I don't know if there's a great way to like explain that, short of just showing it like that. It's just you know, shooting directly at them. Alternating beam shots with super shots is really all it is. So that's just something where you just have to practice it and get a feel for the timing and the hitboxes. But once you're done with that, you're gonna start speed boosting and running left here. And then in this next room, Shine Spark, because we're gonna take that down to here, full height spark. If you don't do a full height spark, you're gonna bonk on this platform right here. And obviously you don't want to do that. If you do, it's not the end of the world. It's not more than a couple of seconds lost. And then you're gonna head through here to pick up Ice Beam. And then obviously you can't go through that, but fortunately that block's fake. We're gonna head through here, open the door, pick up Ice Beam, and it's a little faster to speed boost through here, but it's not a huge thing. Now the Serris fight, I'm gonna wait here for a second before we go in there just to talk it out a little bit. Serris can be manipulated, and ideally you can kill him in, most likely it's going to be 3 rounds. But it's not, I'm not sure exactly how consistent it is, so I may not get it here and you may not get it in your runs. But what I'm going to do is if I don't get it here, then I'm going to link Druid Vorce's video of it in the description so you can kind of see how he moves through it to manipulate Serris's position. But the important thing that I have to say before we get this started is what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to enter the room in a standing position. So the way I do that is enter the room in a standing position, because you're going to want to start charging a charge beam immediately, and you're going to shoot that diagonally down to the right to try and freeze as many of the segments as you can in one shot. And that'll let you start damaging him sooner. So let's hope that I can kind of do this properly. So you're going to try for something like that, and then and then you're going to immediately want to start breaking those. Then you're going to return to this middle platform here, and shoot diagonally downward. He spawns either on the left or on the right. Wait for the roar and then move off to the left. I did that too late. Ideally, you'd have him come down from up there, but I did not get that pattern, unfortunately. Oops. I have a lot of supers, so I'm going to be shooting him with supers, because shooting him with supers is ideal if you have them. If you don't have them, I think Plasma... I'm not sure if Plasma Beam or Missiles does more DPS to him, but you definitely do not want to use Power Bombs. Power Bombs do very little damage to him and give him huge amounts of invincibility frames. So it may seem like a good idea, but don't use Power Bombs on Serris. Same reason we don't use Power Bombs on Genesis. And it is good to keep in mind that all of these platforms are missile blocks. So once you've dispatched Serris, since I didn't get that, I'll link Druid Force's 3-cycle video in the description. You're going to head out of here, drop down to the bottom, and we're going to head right. Those are all crumble blocks up there, so you're going to have to make use of Spider Ball. And then you're going to head up. And these are just regular old bomb blocks, so no need to power bomb in here. You're going to grab the missiles, head out. And then you're going to start a speed boost to the left. And just kind of run off the edge because we're going right down to the bottom here. Now you're going to want to charge a speed boost here. There's a couple of different ways you can approach this room. As far as I know, they're all about the same on time. I like to grab this missile tank right now, then jump up and go right. You can also opt to just kind of do a ball spark from right here and then grab those missiles on your way back through this room. I don't think there's much time difference between the two. But anyway, you're going to start another Shine Spark here, and then you're going to do all that right around here, because you see this this kind of vertical, that thing in the background, that's going to be your marker for... I don't know what I'm doing. That's going to be your marker for where you want to spark upward, right in here. Let me show you what that looks like, I hope. Yeah. Be right around here, right up. And then you'll pick up the super missile tank. And we're going to head right, and we're going to make use of the fact that these spikes at least always push you to the right to damage boost through that room. Drop a power bomb here. Pick up the E-tank. The E-tank's right in the middle of this platform, like right there. So don't go all the way over to one side, just stay in the middle. Since the spikes push you to the right, it's faster to space boost or space jump on the way back. And then you're going to have to start another speed boost to get out of here. If you picked up the missile tank earlier, then just do something like that. If you didn't, go grab it now. Now we're going to start another speed boost here. You might be tempted to take that door right there. Do not. It's slower. Just straight up there. I didn't actually even show you the mark. Second block of this platform right here. That's where you'll want to go straight up at. And it didn't reform. Sweet. Okay. So now you're going to charge another speed boost. This one's kind of tricky. The important thing you need to do here is that I don't actually know what I did there. The important thing here is that you go through all of the pillars like that. If you miss that speed ball, it's not that big a deal as long as you get through all the pillars. And then let me explain. Because if you don't get through all the pillars, you have to go all the way back to the other side of the room to recharge it. If you want to be really safe, you can Shine Spark through this room rather than space boost through it, but space boosting is preferable because you can speed ball on this ledge. And then let me explain that other strat. Basically, you just kind of speed ball right off that ledge into the missile tank, and then you'll want to Shine Spark there because we'll use that to set up the next strat. Like how I'm totally failing to do right now. But these are all backups. There we go. Okay. So now you're going to do a standing spark, shoot open the door, shoot that door, speed ball, and then right... nope, I actually didn't want to do that right now. Which actually is fine, because I missed. Okay. Let me get these fish out of the way real quick. Get out. Where are you? Okay. the mark that you want to be just to the immediate left of those kind of lines on that pipe in the background. You don't want to be over the lines. You don't want to be too far away. You want to be right around here. And then you're just going to ball spark straight up. This one I feel is pretty easy to miss, but if you didn't get that strat, you can recharge your spark right here. But stop with the full heights. I'm not trying to do full height sparks here. I'm trying to do half height sparks. There we go. Right in there. Straight up. And that is the last item in the distribution center. Or it should be. If you've been following my tutorials, then it will be. Alternatively, something that I want to touch on. Alternatively, what you can do is you can go make the loop for the super missile now. That super missile that's really out of the way, and it's out by where you activated all of the EMP balls. You can make that loop now, and I'm not actually sure if that's faster or not. I've tried timing it several times, and it's always been inconclusive. So I'm going to go on the assumption that they're about equally as fast right now. But since I don't do it, I didn't show it. I just felt it's worth touching on. Alright, so now you're going to head through here. You're going to make your way back to the tunnel. And then it's faster to speed boost there. Just you can't do much of anything useful with it. Now what you can do here, you can do a stutter speed boost on this ledge into a speedball. So let me kind of show what you want to do there, like that. If you don't get that, that's honestly perfectly fine. Just start your speed boost here, and basically as soon as you enter that door, you're going to start that, and then you're going to drop all the way down here, ball spark right, because you're going to want to lay a power bomb immediately. Because that way, if you lay the power bomb immediately, you can go through this shortcut quickly without waiting for the blocks. Yeah, and there's a lot going on in this segment. Okay, you should not need that save. How long have I been going for? Okay, I'll get us to the Omega Nest, I think. Okay. So if you're short on supers, you will want to take that save. You shouldn't be, but if you are, then take the save. So down on this level, we're going to get another speed boost, and we're going to run off the edge and speed ball, and shine spark, full height ball spark down there. Let me pause here for a second. You have to do a full height ball spark here. If you screw it up and you only do the half height, then you can just ball spark from within this tunnel. Anyway, so what you want to do here is you want to lay a power bomb in this little tunnel, because then you're going to go out here and do another speed ball like that. If you don't get that speed ball, it's fine. You can charge up a shine spark in that tunnel. Here, full. Get out of here. Let's see if I can. Yep. Full height standing spark, because you're going to speedball there. Spark there. Spark in towards that missile. And then we're going to try a space boost here into a ball spark. And then standing space boost across this room. Ball spark onto that ledge. And then up here. And spark left. Store the spark. Up. Half-height standing spark right into that metroid. That's a lot of shine sparking, I know. I would have loved to have been able to kind of slow that down, but unfortunately, being shine sparking, it's time sensitive. But really, the best way to learn that is to just sit down and go through a couple of reps of it. I think the hardest part of that is the space boost right after the missile tank and the space boost across that room kind of down there. But it's not that bad once you kind of get a feel for it, but the only way you get a feel for it is just doing it. So I wanted to show what it looked like when done properly. But it's one of those things. It's really tough for me to tell you exactly how to do it. It's something you just have to sit down and practice, you know. Anyway, so now this is just an alpha, you know, alternating beams and supers. He goes down easily. Speedball right there. Oh, whoops. Ideally, you would have Shine Sparked down here, but that's okay. That's not a huge time loss. Now, you can go right from there, but going right is significantly slower than just using this left path exclusively. One important thing to keep in mind is the trigger for the Omega is different from the trigger for the Earthquake. Like here, I've triggered the Earthquake, but if I try going back up now, I won't see the Omega. The trigger for the Omega is when you see the scanning message. So right around here is when you'll trigger the Omega. Now it's safe to go back, because if you go back earlier, you're just going to waste time. And same thing. Whoops. Don't do that. You ideally would spark across here and slam into that guy. So now we're going to head up. You can get a speed boost right here. I like to space boost a bit, see how high I can take it, but... Alright, so now we're coming up to our first Omega fight. I'm going to pause right here for a second to try to talk about Omegas for a little bit. Omegas take 32 missiles to kill, I believe, with front shots, which translates to 7 supers for us in 100%. They are... The back, shooting them in the back does 3 times the damage, so it takes 3 supers to the back, 2 supers to the back, 1 to the front. Basically, you should always be using supers on Omegas in 100%. Shooting them in the back is... There's a couple of good setups for it, but it's one of those things... Again, we're getting to that part of the game where there's not really new tech that I can explain to you. It's just something you have to practice and kind of get a feel for how to do it. But the Omega has, I believe, 4 different attacks. Yeah, it has four different attacks. It'll breathe fire at you. It'll do a tall jump. It'll do a short lunge, and it'll do a long tall jump. You want the short lunge or the tall jump. I'm not sure that I'm doing a great job. There's 3 jumping attacks. One where he goes high but not long, one where he goes long but not high, and one where he goes high and long. You want him to go either high and short, high and not long, or long but not high, because those 2 provide the best access to his weak spot. The fire doesn't give you access to his weak spot at all, so fire's not ideal. And getting to the weak spot with the high tall jump, with the high long jump, it can be a challenge. So I'm gonna hopefully, because I don't think I did a very good job of explaining those attacks, so I'm gonna hopefully get him to show those off here. That's your lunge. That's your high but not far. There's another lunge. There's the long high jump. Come on, breathe fire at me. There you go, there's the fire. So basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to kind of shoot diagonally down at his weak spot in those scenarios. For the lunge, it's safer to just go straight above him, you know, and we can do that. So that's kind of how you handle the attack. You'll generally want to shoot diagonally downward at him, like that. If he does either the short or the not far tall jump or the lunge, you can just go above him and shoot straight down. That's usually a bit more consistent. But anyway, there's 2 different strats you can do for the next room. Either way, we're going to charge a Shine Spark. You can choose to just go up here and Ball Spark to the right, which is a lot safer. You can also opt to try a Speedball into that room. Let me see if I can show that off. I'll try it once. The cue for the Speedball is the green soldier's head. Alright, look at that. So the cue for that's you're gonna want to jump right around here. But that's not a huge time save, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. You can do the same thing that way. Oh, hey, look at that. I can never get that in runs. But, alright. Anyway, you're going to move on out here. And then once you reach down here, stand up because you're going to want to do another speed boost here. If you want to play it safe, you can charge it right there and then recharge it there. If you want to be a little bolder, you can speedball there and charge it there. Now, right about top half of this boulder, like that, you're gonna spark left and hopefully hit that slope, and then spark right down here. Store that spark, and then spark left down here. There's a lot of sparks in the end game. Store that, and then full height right there, right there. Okay. There's another spark you can do in this room. In this room, you're going to have to shoot diagonally downward to the left to freeze all those guys down there. Recharge that right here. At this part, you don't actually have too much leeway. Right there, you're going to go up. Let me show that cue a little more thoroughly. Right here, this big part of the that large boulder, I guess you would call it, straight up will take you pretty much to the top of the room. So now we're going to head right, just kind of follow the tunnels. There's no real shortcuts or any tricky tech here. Let's see. This block right there is a super block, so destroy that and make your way through here. Right in this tunnel, lay a power bomb, and that'll blow up all the other blocks in your way. And then you're going to charge up a shine spark here, because there's a shortcut you can use right here. You'll line yourself up right with about the edge of that little slope, and then you'll just go straight up and you'll skip a bunch of rooms. And then we'll head to the right, and we are in the Omega Nest. The nest. Yep, now we're in the Omega Nest. You are gonna head up. I'm gonna head right for the save, because this is where I'm gonna end this part of the tutorial, because this video is already plenty long. So next time I'm probably gonna take us all the way to the end of the game. I'm not sure. The Omega Nest isn't that long, and then Area 2 cleanup's not that long. There's not that much left. We're almost at the end. So, you know, just like normal, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, whatever, just drop it in the comments and I will address it. So, until next time.